Hi everyone, I'm Pastor Rick.
And I'm Pastor Cheryl.
Great, welcome you to the Good News Show. We did a Bible study last week, and we just sort of did a random show. And I will just tell you that I know we're approaching Easter, and it's time for us to reevaluate because we didn't put a show together either for this one.
This Good News is not its typical format.
Yes, and basically, I will tell you that one of the reasons is that we did a show on Tuesday, and then we had a church family meeting, and this is where members all kind of get together, and they say Jesus was a man of sorrows. So if I kind of seem a little bit out of it today, is because I'm sort of grieving over what happened at this meeting, if I'm making any sense. Is it that some people came to this meeting, and we were all, it was a meeting of all the pastors were there, and people were to voice their opinions and stuff like that.
And ask questions.
And stuff like that, and it turned into people being very upset and name calling, and it just all heck broke loose in the meeting and stuff, and
in the name of Christianity.
And it was just been a very difficult week of just dealing with other people and their challenges, and so you get to a point sometimes where Jesus, when he was reading these verses, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how I tried to gather you together. It's a time for us right now to, and I hope this ministers to you, that sometimes you just got to pull away from everything. Mm-hmm. You got to pull away from all the craziness, and here's my lesson for today, if this is going to make sense. And again, I apologize, we don't have any slides, and we didn't have any good work stuff, and Cheryl was too exhausted to put this together. We went to bed last night at 2:30 in the morning dealing with another crisis, and Cheryl and I basically are trying to fix, and sometimes you try to fix things and it becomes worse, and complainers will complain about you, and critical people will become critical about you, and the people you think are your friends will turn on you, and and the devil is alive and well, and
Wow, this sounds like a lot of stuff that was in the Bible.
Yes. So you're like, oh my gosh,
Well, I think what's going to be unique and led of this show, as unorganized as it seems, is that what we're going through with church and events and everything, I think people hopefully will underlie, and maybe turmoils they have at work or with family members. Exactly what you're saying is, we're not perfect, and we're dealing with some things right now. So as we're working through our process, maybe this will help you work through yours.
That's very well put. Well, God spoke to me.
We're real people.
We're real people with real problems, but we got real answers. And sometimes when you're going through the process, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, sometimes you got to work through it.
And we've always said that the Good News Show would be about hope for the future, healing for the past, and honesty for today. And honestly, we're wiped out with the stuff that I've had to deal with this week, and the people that you deal with. It's just like,
I think a lot of times this spiritual sucking out of you is even more draining than if you put up a fence around a 40-acre field.
Well, what people don't seem to understand is that if you come to us with a bad relationship, the odds of you of having a bad relationship with us are really good. Because if you're complaining about your spouse, you're going to complain about us. If you're angry at your spouse, you're going to get angry at us. And it's like, so we deal with very infected people.
Yes.
And sometimes we are trying to affect people in a very positive way. But when you deal with infected people, sometimes you get infected, and you got to put on the full armor of God, and that's where you have to retreat, and you feel like you want to say to people sometimes, I'm sorry for hurting you, I'm sorry for being alive, I'm sorry for that your life is the way it is, and because I don't think that a lot of people want to hear truth. I think people my personal opinion, I think the average person today is miserably content.
Well, we talked about a word today. We said complacent.
Yeah. And I think what I've realized...
You can get very complacent.
Yes. I think what I'm starting to realize, this is really starting to hit me.
What did Liv say today about change? That was so good.
Oh, she said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of change. And it's like, yeah, because, you know...
Because you said you can have all the wisdom, and yes, you might have the knowledge, and wisdom is knowing when to use the knowledge, but then the change is the action of the wisdom with the knowledge.
I think why I'm so down and out is it just hit me. This always approaches me whenever I'm dealing with people, is that I want more for them than they want for themselves.
Yes, I've always said that.
I realize, I look at people and you don't have to live this way. You don't have to have relationships this way.
Well, yeah, you know how we were talking about being a self-feeder. Mm-hmm. And you are, you know, I mean, to me, you're the ultimate self-feeder. You're so self-feeding that you want to feed others. You're just so excited about, look what it's done for me. And it's almost like you're like, oh, come on, your life would be so much better if you could be a self-feeder.
And when people complain about their lives, I'm an idiot. I think
you
they want help.
Guess what? I've got the answer, folks.
And then it's like, then you look at people and you say, but listen, you're going to have to change. Oh, no.
We might be preaching to the choir, though.
I don't know. I don't know. But it's just like, it's just, you just sit there and you go.
We might be preaching to the self-feeders because they're actually taking the time to find us on the website.
I don't know if you're.
Apologize if we're.
Yeah, if we sound it, but
maybe pass this on to somebody that you know that's in that complacency.
Yeah, it is like, I'll tell you how, what hits me with all of this is that, one of Dr. Phil's book was on weight loss, and I read only the first chapter of the book, not his latest one, the one before this. And really, it almost was a discouragement of dieting, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because when you read it, it was almost like he was making you face the reality that you really don't want to lose weight. That you're saying you want to lose weight, but it's like, have you met anybody who doesn't want to lose weight? But here's the thing. It's really, yeah, but do you want to do what it takes to lose weight? Yeah. That's really the question. Because if you're willing to do what it takes to lose weight, I'm just complaining about my weight.
Yeah, because when you really want to do it, then
you're
it. Like, okay, what do I do?
It's a lot of work.
There's the change.
I want to have a better relationship. Really? Who doesn't want to have a better relationship? But are you willing to look at yourself and look at your faults and look at what's going on in your life and change? Look at your defects and say, I need to change. No, but most people I meet want to complain about other people's, want to criticize other people's, but if you correct them, they fall to pieces.
Yeah, and we also talked about, it's very easy to, that word fault, but then you realize you're giving them the power.
And I realize this, it is like, if you don't want to get bruised, don't get in ministry. If you're sitting here, I heard Pastor Benny Hinn sit there and say, if I knew what ministry is all about, I would never have done it. If I would have known the calling on my life and the pain that it would have caused me and my family, I would have never done it. But he said it's very hard once you're in the middle and you know the truth to sit and turn around, and he's 100% right. And I just realize how you look at people and they do this, help me, don't help me. And they say they want help, and then you start to give them the things that they want help. Because I'll give you a prime example, okay? If I was a doctor, and we say, Sherry, you got a tumor in your arm.
Yes.
Okay? And I say, this tumor is going to kill you. Okay. Do you want me to operate on you? And you go, sure. Then I sit and I cut, and you go, wait a minute, you just hurt me. And then I go, wait, I thought you said you wanted me to remove the tumor. Yeah, but that hurts. Well, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. But first, the truth makes you miserable.
Yes, it does.
I want to lose weight, but I don't want to look at how much I weigh on the scale.
Yeah, I don't want to watch what I eat and exercise.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Then you really don't want to lose weight.
And it's not going to work.
And I think I'm starting to realize, I'm hearing people saying, I want my relationship better. No, I don't think you do. Honestly, I want my life to be better.
Well, I heard somebody say, I want what you and Cheryl have, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
No, you couldn't put up with either one of us. You couldn't put up with either one of us. We are constantly working with each. We just had we had a talk today about our parenting skills and what I need to do and what she needs to do. Yeah. Let me tell you, it's painful looking at each other.
You never arrive, and I think people are like, "When will I get there?" Well.
You know, we lived with a guy named JC, and you know, and man, guy, you know, 6-pack, rugged-looking guy, looked really great. But when he lived with us, and I saw the price that he paid for his body, you were kind of like, I want that body, but am I willing to pay the price?
Yeah.
Am I willing to pay the price to make it better? The average person, I realize, is no, no. You know, I want to move, I don't know, you know, I want to live in California, really, but do you want to sell your house and pack up and do all of these things? Well, no, but I just want to live in Florida. So, California, Florida. So you look at people and you just, so that's why I realized that famous preachers preach but don't get too involved with people.
Well, yeah, because
you know what I mean? Because people will just...
Well, it can be a distraction and a drain if those people aren't there.
Because here's the thing I realized.
To have a relationship and to be better.
Here's the thing I realized when it talks about changing your own life, okay? Who did you, other than me, who in your life did you have to mentor you, to be there with you, to counsel you? I know the answer. Nobody. You didn't have anybody.
No.
You did it by yourself. And you read the books.
Yes, I could, yeah.
You read the books you had to do. You did what you did, okay? I can't expect the weight loss clinic to help me lose weight. They gave me a few tools, but 99% of the weight loss had to do with...
They're not there with the plate and the fork.
Yeah.
Feeding you.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, it's just...
You're a self-feeder.
I'm a self-feeder, and you just got... If you want your life to be better, so now there's a Who song, I Won't Get Fooled Again. Somebody comes to me and says they want their life to be better. Really? You're going to have to convince me, because you're telling me something that you think I may want to hear and draw me in, but I'm not really sure, because making your life better is a lot of work. Working out your salvation is difficult. I think we just like to tell people everything they want to hear. Just come down and say this little prayer and you're born again and you're in. Really? Is that all that is to that? It's not the message I read of Jesus Christ. He said, come and see what we're doing. Then he said, come and die. Die to yourself. Die to your own pity parties. Die to your own... We don't want to hear that. No. Some of you right now I'm probably talking to myself. Maybe you clicked your computer off.
Clicked.
You know, maybe Cheryl and I was having a conversation to each other. I didn't just... But it's like, it's not easy.
Well, actually, I know there'll be a couple people listening.
Oh, good. I pray to God. But, you know, but what happens is comfort creates complacency. Crisis creates change. You ever notice everybody wants to get healthy in the hospital?
Oh, yeah, when they get sick. I'm going
to exercise.
I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to eat better.
Not easy.
No, it's not.
Not easy being us. It's not easy being, you know, Olivia and being a pastor's kid and, you know, working and you know, I've got a lot of respect for my daughter. You know, she falls, she gets back up. Yeah. She tries. I mean, she evaluates and she looks at herself.
And we know some of our viewers, we know a little bit about their situations, and they're in the same, you know.
You know what I mean?
Pulling themselves up by their bootstraps.
Okay, you had a bad relationship. You had a bad first marriage, a bad second marriage. You sit down and you go, I don't want to repeat this. Tell me, what is it that I'm doing? But what we like to do is, it's just so much easier to say it's your fault. It's the other person.
I'm so powerless because I've just given them all the power.
I was fat because of her. What? I chose to be fat. I made bad choices with meals, and I chose. You choose your attitude. You choose your life. You choose what to do with you know, I'm choosing my life. I'm just sitting there. I start to think to myself, oh my gosh, what am I doing with certain people? I look at people, and, you know, when we were at that Bible study, I'm thinking, most of you in my class.
Yeah. Well, I think, and having said that, I think that's what's neat about this show, because the people that watch this show are making a choice to watch the show, and that's huge.
And if you're watching this right now and you've been working all day, hats off to you.
Yeah.
You're taking the time
to turn... I can name names because I know who's watching.
Yeah. Turn on your computer and turn it on. You know, and I've asked some of you opinions to make the show better, and I know some of you have opinions. The fact that you watch a show is so please forgive me and give me grace if you're watching this, we're probably not talking about you.
But, like I said, they might know somebody, so, like I said, take the process and share it with somebody that might need it if it's not you.
I will tell you this, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. How about you? I don't want to live this short little life and have my dreams stolen, and just be living in God has called you to some greatness. It's not an accident that you're watching this program. But I will tell you what, the Bible says that you don't build a house without counting the cost. It's not easy. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. And some people look at it and go, well, I tried dieting, but it's way too much work.
After the house is all built, I want that house.
I want that house. She watches these rehab, these flip and flop sort of shows, and what they do. Fixer-uppers, and what they work through. Well, I think the funny thing is they fix up a house in 1 hour.
Yeah.
That isn't 1 hour. There's big crews and lots of money and lots of vision and lots of blueprints and a lot of stuff. It's a lot of work. But who doesn't want the beautiful house?
Yeah.
But who's willing to go find the house at a bargain?
Yeah.
Who's willing to redesign it? Who's willing to do that?
And sometimes the new owner comes in and they're like, oh, this is so beautiful. But I'm like, oh, you can't even appreciate where it came from.
Yeah. That's why, when you become a Christian and you want to do ministry and you see people, do you know how many years we've had the cameras and we have this little show, and it's not a big show, but, the biggest thing that you have to deal with when God puts you in ministry is time. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's the test of time. God is like, Rick, do you still want to do ministry? Do you still want to I still want to build a church. I still want to help people. I get beat up and bruised and criticized and laughed at and said, but I still want to help people. But I want to help people who want to be helped.
Yeah.
And that's all. And you know what this does when you go through this stuff? It is moments like this that makes me so dependent on God's word.
Yes.
It is. It's Galatians 6:9 in my head right now. Don't give up on doing good. Even though people complain about you, even though these people, don't give up on doing good. Don't give up on your children. Don't give up on the people at work. Don't give up on them. And I don't give up on people. Do I get frustrated sometimes? Yeah. Do you sit there and, and people are, either people are angry or they're licking their wounds or whatever. It's just.
Well, and when you just said that, I saw like the harvest, okay? When the timing is right, that fruit, that vegetable is ready to be picked. But you can't go to the premature and try to pick it. It's hard to pull it off when it's not ripened. When it's not ready.
Here's what I hope we grasp today. Is that we say, sometimes we accuse teenagers of lying, other people of lying. But you know how hard it is to be honest with yourself?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I want to lose weight. Are you really being honest? That's so different than I am willing to do whatever it takes to lose weight. Okay. That's a whole different story. Mm-hmm. You're willing to be accountable? You're willing to have your wife go, you shouldn't eat that? Is that what you're willing to do? Because that's what it's going to take when you have a food addiction like mine. You have your kid go, Dad, I love you, but you're not eating ice cream tonight. That's what it takes. Writing down, that's what it takes. I want to be a better person. Really? You want to shut off those TV shows? Shut off that music? Is that really what you want to do? Mm-hmm. You want to stop watching those movies? You want to start reading the Word of God? You want to change your people and your places and your things? That's what you got to want to be able to do if you want to make your life better. No, I just want to feed off your anointing. I just want you to be my friend, and I want to be...
We want you to be the snowplow, and we'll trot along behind you.
Look it's like this. I have sat down and probably spoken to Jim Baker for 5 minutes. I don't deserve to be around him. He is an incredibly wonderful, driven man who I don't want to even waste a minute of his time.
Yeah,
I can learn about him.
Visions galore.
I can learn about him by reading his books, and I don't want to waste Rick Warren's time just to feel good and be with Rick Warren. I can read his book. I can, I can watch his sermons. So it's like this. Here's the choices. There are choices in life. You're either infected by the world or you affect the world. There is no middle ground. You're either affected by the people that you are around or you affect them. There's no middle ground. There's no demilitarized zone. It's a plain and simple thing. And if you become infected, then you need to change your people and your places and your things. That's the reality of this. Mm-hmm. God spoke to me this morning at a men's breakfast, and I spoke out to the men, and God said to me, one of the people at the table said, I love the book of Proverbs. And God said, do you know what the opposite of a proverb is? And you always know it's God. It's like, God said, reverb. And I went, what? He said, a verb is an action. A proverb is a proverb. It's a professional behavior. Read the book of Proverbs. Get up every day and read the book of Proverbs, and it will tell you how to behave. Mm-hmm. In fact, the book of James is known as the book of Proverbs in the New Testament. But read the book of Proverbs. Just go through it. Read 4 or 5 Proverbs and ponder them every single day of your life and watch how your life will change. Now, what is the opposite of a proverb? Is reverb. Yes. What is reverb? When I sing, Liv will put reverb on my voice. My voice will just echo. It'll go longer. Yeah. You know what most of us do is instead of having proverbs, we reverb what we hear in the world. Someone makes you angry, so now you're angry.
Or you copy their actions too.
That's what reverb is. Yeah, exactly. Reverb is copying my voice and making my voice sound louder. So we complain about complainers. We criticize the critical. And when I look at the Bible, is not filled with reverb, it's filled with proverb. Mm-hmm. And what I mean is this, it is difficult to bless those that curse you. It is difficult to pray for those that hurt you. That is not easy to do. Mm-hmm. It makes no logical sense to do that sort of thing because it is not natural. But when you have the Spirit of God in you, what simply happens is God is super. And you take the super and the natural and you have the supernatural. Mm-hmm. And that's what the Bible is filled with, is supernatural behavior. I don't know about you, but I am not living for today. I'm living for eternity. And when I deal with difficult situations, I just want to surround myself with people who want to change. I want to surround myself with people who go, I want to be on that 40-mile bike track. I want to ride my bike.
That's why I want to run the Diva race.
Yeah, I want to make the world a better place. But I will tell you this, you have to be careful of who you surround yourself with. You surround yourself with complainers, you will complain. Surround yourself with negative people, you become negative. And then, I get, afraid of losing people. You know what I realized something? People you lose in your life are lost. And they make choices. They make choices to walk away. I'm making some changes in my life. I'm tired of, people who wallow in self-pity. I have all the reason in the world to be hurt. I too have all the reason in the world to be depressed. I have all the reason in the world to be discouraged. But you know what? I choose not to. I choose to partner with the teachings of Jesus Christ. I choose to look at these things because I'll tell you something. When I look at myself in the mirror, I don't have to go around for everybody and wallow in self-pity to everybody. I'm starting to like the person I see in the mirror. You hang around a Jim Baker, you'll get hurt because the man is running so fast. He's in another plane. You might think a guy like him is abusive. No, he's just a fast runner. You're going to run a race. Mm-hmm. You run, some of those people are going to really flip you out.
They're going to smoke me.
They're going to just absolutely smoke you. Look at them and be inspired, but don't run too close to you because you're going to get some swinging.
I'm going to give them plenty of room.
Give them plenty of room. But learn from those people and get inspired from those people to run the race that you need to run. But
Yeah, because most of them are running the 13-mile race. I'm running a 3-mile race.
So, find your pace in your race. Find out and be honest with yourself. What do you believe God is calling you to do? What changes is God? What dreams and desires does God have for your life? What defects are in your life that are causing you to lose, that it's causing you to blow the great relationship you might have, or the singing career you might have, or the books you need to write, or the ministry you need to have? I don't know what your dream and your desire is. But ask yourself, what defects in your life? Look at them. God will reveal them to you. Friends will reveal it. Friends who love you will tell you that. Will tell you. I just ask people today, what do you think I need to improve on? I ask my family, what do you think I need to improve on? Then ask yourself, what distractions do I have in my life? Because this is it. This is the life you have. Most people are so discouraged, I just want to get out of here. Really? You think that's the way God is?
That may not be the answer.
No. No, it may not. It may not. You know, this life that you have, this life that God, when you look yourself in the mirror, realize you're the only you there is. You're you. I don't know what it's like to be you. I know what it's like to be me. But that God has put you inside that body of yours. That's a gift that you have a chance to live your life. How you live your life is your gift back to God. Maybe you've not had miracles in your life, but I have. And I want to give back to God the best life I can possibly be. I'm not best looking, but gosh darn it, I'm going to try to look my best. I'm not the smartest, but I'm going to do the best to use as much of my brain as I can. I'm not the nicest person in the world, but I'm going to do my best to be the best person. And I'm going to surround myself with people who are graceful, who can give me grace. I'm going to surround myself with people who are grateful for what I do. But I am sick and tired of surrounding myself with complainers and critics. I saw it happen Wednesday night. There's this one lady, and she's just, I don't really like the lady. I just avoided her the other night. And I was just like, she don't want to help. She doesn't want help. I think there are more people in my life that I need to start, that I need to avoid. But I will tell you this. If you want help, write us, call us. We're there for people who say, I'm hungry. Blessed are those of you who thirst and hunger for righteousness. I will introduce you to the greatest work in the world called the Bible. And I will turn you on to the greatest teacher in the world. His name is Jesus Christ. And I will tell you, he has made my life better. And he can make your life better. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes we look at life but the beautiful thing about it, that world outside of us can be so crazy, so critical. But what we're trying to do is not to show the world outside but it's the world that we have inside us. I thank you, Lord God, that as a family it's time for us to pull it all in and try to make sense again. Because when we do that, life becomes wonderful. And we find out that he lives in my heart. And that's where I want to live, in the presence of Jesus.
Hi, y'all.
And I'll tell you something. In Jesus' precious name, if you find one or two or three people in the world that you can call family or friends who truly love you, I believe you have the whole world.
You are very blessed.
You are very blessed. I have had fame. I've had fortune. But I'll tell you something. I wouldn't trade it in the world for people like this and those of you that watch. Those of you who have not beat us up, not complained about us, but who have faithfully supported. Well, we're almost at 30 minutes.
And very grace-filled.
And just know this.
Oh, wait.
Where is she?
Wouldn't be a family without Mika.
We're not the best show, but we do our best.
That's right.
We're not the most brilliant people. Professional looking. When your editor comes out and gets off the camera and turns it off. And I'm thinking, why is my wife putting her arm on me? And I didn't even realize it was her. But I will tell you this, we'll always be the most honest show. We will. And today we don't have it all together. We're all pretty
We'll
tired.
see the good, bad, and the ugly.
I just thought since I normally come on, I'd come say hi.
That's all right.
But anyway, I will tell you this. We will always be the most honest show and the most real show. And I'm not sure how many viewers we'll ever have. But know this, those of you that watch us, we love you. We really do. We care for you. And you're about as screwed up as we are. So welcome to the island of misfit people, misfit toys, because we're
not of this world.
We're not of this world. So keep hope alive. It's going to get better. Get over the past. Somebody hurt you, maybe it's even me. Try a little forgiveness. Just forgive. Not for me. I can be mean, I can say stupid things, but just forgive people. For you. And just get honest with yourself. If you don't want to change, then don't change. But if you do, roll up your sleeves, because all things are possible to those who believe. Be the best you can be. Thank you so much for joining us on the Good News Show today. Kind of a different show. Can't believe my kid is out here.
Hi.
Hi, buddy.
And I think we are out of time.
And
The
we are
iPad died.
Yeah, the iPad died, so we better go. So, in Jesus' name, bye-bye.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Dun, dun, dun. And some of those are the best shows.
The iPad did die.